It is, if you want it to be.
He's going to need his glasses just to see the order of cereals for a second. I could have washed them. Hello. Thank you for being brave and coming right up front. Good morning, everyone. We're so glad you're here in the flesh, in real life. I've been singing this song for many years. I didn't write it. A great Brazilian composer, Ivan Lins, wrote this melody, and he let us put new English words to it when I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. And I got to sing it, and you can help in two languages like this. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound. Try that. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. I know you're all hanging back waiting to see if the guy's any good or not, but you can just sing along as you normally would. If anyone would like to move up a little closer and make a little bit more community in here, we'd welcome that. Brave folks would like to. We got some prime real estate right up here ready for development. If you could come up and get a little closer. Nobody wants to do that? Thank you, thank you. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is the melody we need. There is a certain harmony, even a rhythm in the trees, in the song that we've always known. As every road comes to its end, so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Let's do that again. Let's do it as a round. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle, a circle, all our voices, when we touch common ground. Oh yes, we all have to roll our eyes and whisper to each other after someone makes us sing around together. I'm going to stand up sometimes and sit down sometimes just to make life difficult. Get out from behind those. This would be better. Oh, okay, I'm going to bring it over here. And up. In a workshop at our Star Island, which many of us love, I know, I wrote this. I don't remember everyone's name who was involved, but I just called it Me and the Star Island Workshop. Came up with this blessing for us this morning. As we light our chalice, and you beat me to it, this symbol of our free faith, our free search for faith, our free lack of faith, as some have put it, is symbolic of a great many things. On another Sunday, I can guarantee you it'll have another connotation. For me today, it means the earth is a vessel with a fire in its heart. Fire of life, cleanse our spirits with heat and flame, illuminate our path towards a beloved community. Light the way of love and peace. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm new here. Did we have this in the order of service that it's a responsive reading? Oh, how wonderful. Now I've forgotten which part I read and which part you read. Is that on?
No, it was on an attachment.
Let's do that.
Here, Jim.
Thank you so much. See, I just had this big print version here. Let's try that again. Fire of life, cleanse our spirits with heat and flame. And this is just me. Illuminate our path towards beloved community. Light our way of love and peace. Take our vessels to the flame. And let this be our mantra. Melt our pain. Ignite our passion. Draw us close to your hearth. Blessed be, amen. Women and men, as Pete Seeger liked to say. You may go on.
Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Worcester, a congregation of love, hope, and justice, inspiring people to take on challenges of a changing world. My name is Maura Rouse. I am your worship associate this morning. And this Thanksgiving weekend, let's start by acknowledging that we live, learn, worship, and work on the seized ancestral lands of the Nipmuc people who remain active in this region. We offer a special welcome to those who are new or visiting us for the first time and are so glad you're here. We hope you will join us in Fellowship Hall after the service for refreshments, conversation, and new acquaintance. If you have questions or want more information about this service or any of the ministries and programs of this congregation, just ask anybody who's walking around looking like they've been here a few times. We invite you to fill out the cards found in the pews. These cards can be placed in the offering plate or given to one of the ushers or greeters this morning. For those of you joining us online today, we offer a special welcome, and for safety purposes, so that we might know and come to know you better, if you are able, please place your name on the video feed. Take a moment now, if we could pass the attendance clipboards to sign in. We circulate these clipboards to gather information for our congregation and use it only for church purposes. During the service, we'll offer a chance for you to share a brief personal joy or sorrow. If you would like yours to be read aloud, drop it in the collection plate when it comes around, and I will read it this morning. These cards can also be posted outside the minister's office for other members of our family and congregation to see and read. For those of you online, you can place your joy or sorrow in the chat, and we will read it aloud at the appropriate time in the service. In the foyer are listening devices and large print orders of service and hymnals for those who may find them beneficial. Just see one of our ushers to help you with that. I invite you now to turn all technology to worship mode. And finally, please note the announcements on the back of your program. Today, because we have a guest musician, we will not have announcements at the end. I invite people with significant church announcements that are timely to say them at the Joys and Concerns portion. We're so glad you're here this morning and hope that this is a great chance for you to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate. Before we move on to the first hymn, I want to expound a little on what the sign says. Musician Jim Scott. No, there is so much more to tell. He's a composer, a guitarist, a singer. He joins us this morning in this congregation where some of his hymns are in our gray hymnal, including the one we're about to sing together. He's toured the country for nearly 3 decades, playing at over 700 Unitarian Universalist congregations, probably a few other congregations. Yeah. As co-chair of the UU Ministry for the Earth, Jim helped create the Green Sanctuary program, of which this congregation is a part, and received a grant from a fund for Unitarian Universalism to assemble the Earth and Spirit songbook, which is also in our repertoire here in the building. Formerly a member of the Paul Winter Consort and co-composer of their Missa Gaia, Mass for the Earth, Jim has gone on to record a number of CDs of his original music and publish a growing line of choral works. He won the UU Silman Anthem contest for his piece, I Am Waiting. We can thank him by visiting his table with CDs, music books, at our fellowship hour. After hearing him today, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to take some of his music home with you. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you, as you've already heard, to our musician today, Jim Scott.
Thank you, Maura. I feel like this is my home church when people say, when I'm in another UU church somewhere, well, what's your home church? Well, I'm kind of at a different one every Sunday, but I was actually, and I'm not sure how this is working, I was also artist in residence here for this church, which meant that was about the grant that I am grateful to this church for being the sponsor of me getting that grant. And can I tell you, I'm not one who's gotten a lot of grants in my life, but I have just gotten a grant to put on my the concert I've dreamed of for a long time, and I'm calling it The Year to Save the Earth. All my heaviest hitting environmental songs in a multimedia, projecting big pictures behind us concert. And so I'm going to get this grant to put it on somewhere in Worcester, free to the public. And that's a dream come true. We haven't seen any money yet, but but life has changed significantly. So I'm always delighted to get to do this song. It was a last-ditch attempt to get something into the hymn book, and I'll say that I wrote it. We may stand for this, but I just can't stop talking, can I? I lived in Eugene, Oregon, and our Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I thought I'll write a new song. Well, I got to write something that they'll put in the hymn book. And they've been telling me, this song's too complicated, this one's too syncopated, this one modulates too much, and all that. And okay, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. I wanted to say that I wrote that song thinking it was a Thanksgiving song. Oh, well, we can use a Thanksgiving song, gather, harvest the power. Well, I'm glad no one thinks of it that it's a Thanksgiving song, so we can sing it anytime. Adjusting the furniture here. This is the greatest invention. For guitar players out there. Even when I don't see a lot of people under 21 in front of me, which I do right here, I like to put a song for kids in a program, or a song for all ages, or a song to access our inner child, or just plain regress. I wrote a series of songs, what do you call it? A song cycle of 7 songs for our 7 principles. And now I'm going to have to write an 8th song to go with it. This is the song for the 7th principle in that set of things. And I haven't done it very much. Our 7th principle, our reverence, no, that's not the right word, but reverence works for the interdependent web of all life. Our Gaia principle, some have said. That's sharp. Oh, we're all made of rain that fell from the sky. We're each a piece of earth, you and I. We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. I'll bet you could sing that. We're thankful, mumble along with Jim. We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. Well, what was once you is now a part of me, and it turns out we're related to broccoli. We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. This earth is one big living thing, and all life has one song to sing. The music Mother Nature gives, the harmony of all that lives. Think about your life. Think about this day. We can't let life on earth just go away. We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. That's good. We're getting better at it, aren't we? One more time. We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. Oh, thank you.
Before our next reading, I invite all children to do their children's change collection for change. I see some baskets out there, and anybody holding a little basket gets to walk around and gather some change for change. This goes to support the Minister's Emergency Relief Fund. And when you come forward with your baskets, we can sing you off to your religious exploration classes. Anybody got a basket? Maya, that's a big basket. There's a lot of change out there if we have a basket that big walking around.
Well, kids are gonna go off and do something more interesting now, and we'll sing you out with another chorus of that song. Oh, here's some more to go in the basket. Yay! We're thankful for this web of life on this little blue-green ball. We're thankful for earth, sky, and sea, and mending this web is up to you and me. Yeah. Move the furniture again. Just realized I had reason to mention that I lived in Eugene, Oregon for a long time. I'm in denial about the glasses. Who used them? A story I wrote back in Eugene. Our house would look over Eugene, were it not for the previous generations of residents who chose to live with and not dominate the ubiquitous forces of nature that drew them here. In a mere 8 or 9/10 of a century, great trees have reclaimed the hillside that was pretty well cut in the early promise of this 20th. We now get glimpses of the larger buildings downtown through the powerful limbs and around the massive trunks of adolescent cedars, Douglas firs, and a sea of smaller relatives. At night, the lights of the city hang like jeweled ornaments on the branches. Families of deer wander through, the occasional raccoon, and reins of squirrels attract the attention of the neighbor's dog. An occasional death, the crow and raven, or whatever it was, that left us feathered wings on the roadside. I have contemplated something short of assassination, observing the persistent rats who we foolishly attracted by amassing an open compost pile. They show up for business daily, furtively picking over that corner of the garden where the compost was. The oil drum is an impenetrable fortress, but they jump at its steel sides, smelling the good rotting stuff now safely inside. Tonight, as the sun begins to lose itself in the great trees behind me, my eyes come to rest for perhaps the first time on the hedge that lies between me and my veiled panorama. Hardly a hedge, but some scraggly cotoneaster creeping about in an environment of adversity and neglect on the edge of a precipitous drop into the yard. And hedge against what? One could wonder. The hedge has caught my eye because in this fall that becomes spring with barely a nod to winter, its berries have turned bright orange. Planted on purpose by humans back when the whole front yard was a cultivated work of art, it is now hopelessly drowning in fountains of blackberry vines. They've taken over the yard, this Medusa cult, as they've been allowed to for decades here in the shadows of giants. Evidences of genteel designs that sat regaled in flowering beds and wide lawns that were the refuge for unwed mothers from families of no small means who needed to be out of public sight for a duration back in the 1910s and 20s. Now the house lives on through the indignity of moss devouring the roof and a succession of humans who have contributed little to the greater health or longevity. Inhabitants have at least kept the blackberries from reaching in the windows, and walkways remain somewhat clear in the face of the raging growth. To anyone not familiar with the Northwest, blackberries are everywhere. With gloves and a choice of cutting tools, I begin the extraction of blackberry vines so thoroughly laced into the bushes. They're long-limbed beings themselves, these Cotoneaster, spelled like cotton Easter, but pronounced as if you sneezed, Tony Aster. Many lifeless branches have acquiesced to their green-leafed, red-bearing siblings, yet none rise very far in the air. Is this their way, or is it the work of their oppressive competitors? As I cut vine after vine, a futile effort in the long run unless we dig out the roots, I find the struggle more complex than I imagined. Laces of ivy have also woven themselves thick into the tapestry, knit with shoots of maple and poplar. No friendly neighbors, these, however coexistent in appearance. Each scrambles over the bodies of its rivals, wrestling the others down, not only to subdue, but fully intending to suffocate and render the loser back to the earth. Playing God among plants, I take the side of the Cotoneaster. Sword ferns have rioted beyond their assigned quarters in the yard below. They smother most smaller life. A maple sapling peering up over the fray turns out to be a serpentine vine-like being emanating from some 25 feet below in a thicket of ferns, blackberries, and a 6-foot circle of giant iris. I cut and pull, a most biased referee in what has turned out to be a war of many factions. Only a few years ago, new to the Northwest, I saw this prolific blackberry as an overwhelming sensual buffet, an orgy in August. Most locals were less enthusiastic. But the blackberries spur me back to the present. They are alive to me now, writhing and piercing leather gloves with their fangs. They claw to hold on like a cat, thwarting its being plucked from a favorite piece of furniture. They will return carnivorous in my dreams tonight. One propitious stalk, practically as large as the maple sapling, gives way to the saw blade, no doubt withdrawing its spirit underground for all the more aggressive assault next season. Just a few months ago, I was grateful to these vines staining shirt and hands with the juice of fat berries a few steps from the house. Now they've escalated from mere pest to warranting a police action to an insatiable adversary in my full-scale war with an acre's worth of life form, so much more encompassing than my own, who will surely haunt these premises long after I am gone. Acknowledging the war is lost, I struggle for at least this battle for turf. Beyond the leading belligerents in this entanglement are counter-terrorists and splinter groups beyond accounting. Hundreds of tiny burrs with dreams of the promised land put their trust in me and my socks for their deliverance. Thistles, nettles, morning glory, Queen Anne's lace, and a host of others, including a lone, misguided dandelion, meet their fate to become compost sooner than they expected. There revealed are 2 resolute shafts of holly heading precisely vertical toward what light they were granted. It seems right to clear the space around them, the intervention sincere, however temporary. As darkness advances, I pull burrs from my socks and survey the elbow room I've opened for these Cotoneaster bushes. Elbowed they are. Their shafts twist and turn in survivalist plumbing. I wonder if they will appreciate or even notice my help. 1 year in so many.
As you all know, the order of service is a suggestion. And we've adjusted things a little bit. We come now to that time in our service when we pause to consider what is deepest in our hearts, most profoundly on our minds, or in the work of our hands, in the days that have transpired or the days to come, joys and sorrows that touch us deeply and are given another measure of meaning because we share them in this community together. Those of you who have a joy or sorrow, I'm going to leave all Jim's microphones right where they are. So if you have a joy or sorrow.
That's okay, we could part with one.
Okay, well then Paul will help us pull one down onto the floor
Yes,
so you don't
thanks.
have to step up. Great, thank you,
Yeah,
Paul.
and you have to be able to read, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, and there's a
Sorry, I
reading
got
that
that
you may want to read
Got that out of order.
That's okay, but before we hear from Jim again, we will hear from you with any joys and sorrows, and as I said, small announcements. You can come up to the microphone, please form lines on either side of the
And
space.
thanks. And we didn't rehearse this, but I have a little song to set it up in the first place.
Okay, he's
But,
going to set us up.
but do come and be prepared to share your joys or concerns.
Let me just finish by saying we do want you to use the microphone for those using our auditory enhancement devices. And if you are joining us online, please share your joy or sorrow in the chat, preceded by please read, so that we can find it quickly and our tech team will assist us with those.
With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of Earth's turning. Are there joys or concerns to share?
Is this on? Yes. Anyway, I just brief, it's points at a time again. So Nancy and I will be in the back. Okay. We'll be in the back taking numerous orders, I'm sure. So that's it. But I do want to say I am so blessed with good friends. They took me to Biddeford yesterday where I could visit with my daughter Zoe. She was at an art show, and I'm truly, truly thankful and blessed. Thank you. I'm Susan Crosley.
Good morning. I'm Pauline Courchaine. Last week, we started out with committing ourselves to ACE students. We were doing shoe boxes for the holidays. When I left Sunday late, we had committed already 65 of the 70 boxes. So this time around, we have 5 to go. They're boys. We have ages 11, 13, 14, 16, and 19. I'll be at the table after the service, and I hope some of you can help. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chloe Hannon. I was born and raised in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I just ask that, I know, unfortunately, multiple tragedies have happened since last week, but I ask that you continue to keep the families and victims of the Club Q shooting in your thoughts. For some context, I actually went to that club in high school. They had underage nights, and it's really a true pillar of the queer community in Colorado Springs, especially when as you drive in, you're greeted by New Life Megachurch and Focus on the Family, and so it really is a gathering place and really one of the only ones. So if you could keep everyone in your thoughts, that would be appreciated.
Hi, it's Laura. Last night I was blessed with a babysitter, so I could go and actually be an adult and have date night. Went to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, where all like the elder metalheads go, and then pretend that it's a whole bunch of Christian stuff as they spew all of our paganism stuff. It was beautiful. Then this week, my concern and my hope is the Thanksgiving dinners that all the animals ate, and that we do not have, but explosive diarrhea or pancreatitis, or, and then if you need, my little announcement is if you need a short list of all those lovely plants that we're going to be selling, or the other toxic plants that this holiday, for some reason, are all over the place, let me know. I can give you a list where keep your four-legged ones away from all of your holiday.
Hi, I'm Pat Huffmaster, lighting a candle of joy and concern. My son was in the hospital he's been attending maybe the past month or so, Tim Levine, and he was in the hospital with very serious blood infection, but they figured out what it was, they treated it, and he's coming back home today.
Hi, I'm Mara Pitlarch. I have an announcement. Paula Cole Jones was on Zoom a couple of weeks ago, and her sermon that she gave, her talk, we're going to redo on Tuesday at the Side with Love meeting. So the information is in the message, and I don't really know how to do it, but I'm going to be on Zoom with Side with Love to hear her sermon again, because I can't remember what she said, and I know it was good.
Good morning, I'm Bernadette Nelson. I want to thank and express my gratitude for Jim Scott and all the musical contributions he's given this world. Just so tremendously talented and gifted to share with us in that way. And I was moved today by the Fire of Life reading because of one line in it. I experience chronic pain, which is very difficult to live with. And I know there are people that have physical pain as well as emotional pain. So I just want to repeat a couple of lines from the Fire of Life reading. Fire of life, cleanse our spirits with heat and flame. Let this be our mantra, melt our pain.
Hi, my name is Paul, and I actually have a request. I need some people to give me a hand. I want to move something downstairs. And I used to be really strong, but what happened? I got old. And also, this year, one other thing I would like to get some help on. Somebody I know, I think, is developing Alzheimer's. Yeah, I don't know how to approach it. I mean, Andy's losing his hearing too, so it's kind of a double whammy. And how do you say, you go to get a hearing test or whatever, or I think you're losing your mind? I mean, that would be something I would be very angry about. But nevertheless, if somebody can give me some pointers, I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
We have a couple online as well. David Mikowski writes, joy for my brother-in-law who is getting married to his partner tomorrow. And Kim Napoleone writes, I'm so thankful to my family and friends who have surrounded me with love these past few days. The holidays can be really hard after dealing with loss.
Thank you all for sharing your joys and your concerns. For all those spoken and unspoken things in our heart. We give great thanks and love.
With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. I'm thinking I put too much into this order of service. When you use small type, you can fit an awful lot of stuff in there. And I'm going to make the executive decision to drop a couple of things or do something out of order. So you don't need to go like this. I know how we are. That was a joke. And I do really want to get in this song, though, by my friend Lori Wyatt wrote this song. Me. That'll help. And you can sing along. As we're celebrating today the life support system, our Mother Earth, and our gratitude, let's take this moment to celebrate this more immediate life support system and contribute to this more immediate life support system, and that means take the offering. While you're practicing detachment, you can join me on this song. Somos el barco, somos el mar, navego en ti, navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea, I sail in you, you sail in me. What did he say? Somos el barco, somos el mar. We are the boat, we are the sea. Oops. It would be nice if people on Zoom also heard the guitar, so I'm bringing the microphone back. Yeah, good, thank you. Okay, let's try that again. You can do it. Somos el barco, somos el barco, somos el mar. Somos el mar, navego en ti, navegas en mí. Navegas in me. What did he say? We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. The stream sings it to the river sings it to the sea. The sea sings it to the boat that carries you and me. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Navego en ti, navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the boat. We are the sea, I sail in you, you sail in me. So with our hopes we set the sails to face the winds once more, and with our hearts we chart the waters never sailed before. Somos el barco, somos Selma, navego en ti, navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. I sail in you, you sail in me. Now, don't worry, I don't have a whole 20-minute sermon for you. He read that big, long thing before. That was some of it already. We've just taken this opportunity, as controversial as it has become, perhaps, the National Day of Mourning and our Thanksgiving now coinciding, and we just got by Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. Our awareness, our enlightenment is evolving, I guess, and we are perhaps understanding more about where we come from this earth, and this earth is very small. There's no doubt life all around the universe, mathematically, in the trillions of stars with planets around them. But all we know about life is here on this little planet. And we know a lot more about life and its mysteries lately, which gives me hope. But we need more than hope. We need vision. And we need a plan, and we need the will. With the Paul Winter Consort, I was part of making this piece, thank you, Maura, for mentioning it before, a big piece of music called the Missa Gaia Earth Mass. Now, James Lovelock, a scientist, had come out with this book, his Gaia hypothesis. He's a scientist, so he says hypothesis. Most of us take it as more than a hypothesis, that the Earth is just one organism, one living being, and we're part of that one living being. I think since that book, even if for people who don't know that book, a lot has changed in our culture, I think, to see the whole world, as well as, what do we call those people? They go out, astronauts. Astronauts go out in space and they see this. They come back, they go out as military trained people and they come back as mystics. And they say, I've seen the whole thing. And what are those borders for? What are all those wars for? What are, we got this one little thing. Well, through all the, my vocabulary is leaving me. I didn't write this here. Through all the religions of the world, all the theologies of the world, there's this thread through all of them. Studies lately, several books have been written in the last couple decades to tell us that spiritual practice is a good thing. It's good for us. It makes us healthier, happier, live longer, and any spiritual practice, pretty much. So the thread that goes through them all, I started to say, is gratitude. So we've taken this opportunity to have Thursday and some kind of ritual sacrifice, I guess, and appreciate the abundance of the earth and how fortunate we are, as we are all too aware, because we all get the news of the folks who are struggling, suffering at war, the refugees, and so on around the world. Rebecca Solnit wrote in an article in Harper's Magazine. I highly recommend it, by the way. Just like NPR, I live by things like this. She wrote an article a while back saying, after World War II, the cities of the world were in ruins. 60 million people had died, and then there were, you can count many, many millions from other things, but from just World War II. This is out of a human population of a third of what it is now. And yet, at that point, although we'd been destroying them for quite some time, animals in jungles and rainforests and what we maybe call wild areas were still hanging on pretty well. But what has happened, as I was born just after World War II, in my lifetime, a war on the earth unprecedented by anything the earth has ever seen before. There were the fifth great extinction was that asteroid that hit the earth, and a whole lot of folks died immediately, animals, and we say it killed off the dinosaurs. It only took another 100,000 years for the dinosaurs to fully die out. That's a pretty short time. So this time, in 70 some years, we have destroyed 60% of nature. We have 3 times as many people and 1/4 of the insects that we had when I was born. And I could go on. For a lot of stuff, it is too late. It is too late. So we wonder, how much later than too late are we going to wait to change the way we do things? Because there's nothing else that will suffice than stop doing what we're doing. And, you know, I know all this. And I'm usually preaching to the convicted, so, you know all this too. It's just important for somebody, I think, to get up and remind us about it. I know what's good for me. I know I shouldn't do this and I should do that, and so on. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, this place bigger than Texas floating in the ocean. Oh wait, now it's bigger than India. Oh wait, there's another one that's almost as big as Texas. Plastic decays into microscopic plastic, tiny shreds, microscopic plastic. It is more of a cloud than trash now. It's forming into rock, volcanic, or even campfires. Volcanic action has now fused plastic into rock. It's called plastaglomerate. This is what, if anybody is looking at us in millions of years, will find as a result of our fossils. Plastic is now in all of us. It's in our water, it's in our food. But for that matter, so is strontium-90, DDT, PCBs, BPA, PBDEs, polybrominated diphenyl ethers, perfluorinated chemicals, Teflon, good old formaldehyde, asbestos, heavy metals, and lately PFAS, and that's only a short list. Are you getting angry or impatient with me right now? Oh, stop telling us that stuff. We know everything is messed up. That radical journal, Forbes magazine, reports it's worse than previously thought. This stuff is killing us. More danger to us than terrorists or invading armies. The Pentagon has recognized that the rising metabolism of the earth, the rising global warming, is more of a threat than anything else. I wonder, when will we get it? And, you know, as I say, it's hard for me because I know it's good for me. I know it'll make me live longer and happier, but I don't do it. Why is that? I must be an addict. I must be wounded, alienated, torn from the very interconnectedness that would heal me. Filling the emptiness with any kind of diversion, immediate gratification to fill that void while the spirit of life on earth is dying. And there's one alternative solution, or one part of an alternative solution beyond stop what we're doing, that gives me hope. That gives me hope after this time of thanksgiving and gratitude and sharing our abundance with each other, and really pretty much from Thanksgiving to Christmas in this Christian-dominated country, and other religions as well. The exchanging of gifts and the charity that comes out in this time of year really is pretty wonderful. And we've seen the pandemic teach us that we can take a worldwide step, a vaccination. It's still pretty unequal, of course, but we realize we can take action to save the world and think of the world. So there's one other piece of the solution. Make polluters pay for the pollution. It's called externalities in economics class. It's a lie that we have been taught. Externalities, it's not on the spreadsheet when we calculate profit and loss. The things that corporations don't pay for, we don't pay for, unless we make them. A carbon tax would be a good thing to start a good first step, but that's not what the liar's spreadsheet says. It's going to take a fight with the liars to get it recognized. On this little earth, we can't escape that reality. What's wrong with the earth will be wrong with us. And this is what gets me up every day. I am this environmental extremist, I guess. My extremism is to make songs about it. That's what I do in my life. I make songs about just about anything, but I have really come to have a reputation now as the guy with songs about the earth. So thank you for listening. It is very therapeutic to drive and get people to pay attention to you. So thank you for that. I want to just say gratitude for one more thing that we might share. We've been granted an extra second. Some folks want to take this away. It's only going to come every 100 years instead of every much more often. But we were given, you know this, we were given another second. The clocks will adjust. So 1 second we will share together now. That was it. Thank you. If you would like to share that somewhere else, just take a little bit more of that drink of something, savor, take a few more chews of that delectable something to enjoy life in that 1 second. We were all just given one extra, and I am grateful.
Jim, can I sneak in there one piece of information? When he starts singing, "May Your Life Be as a Song," you can join him. It's hymn 1059 in the green hymnal. And I also want to thank Jim. I mean, we don't have to wrap up yet. We, here we go to 11:15, so the coffee hour might not be ready, and the kids might actually still be enjoying their Sunday school instead of running in the halls. But
I have another song.
excellent.
It's written small there, but I have.
Great. Okay.
And I'm looking for you to help with that too. Thanks, Mark. I'd just like to say we go way back. So it is nice to share this with you, get to celebrate with you this morning. I have friends who, Maura mentioned, I wrote this big book called the Earth and Spirit Songbook. I gathered songs by lots of other people, because I have some, and so do other people have plenty more. And I thought we need to make a book like this. Well, who's going to do it? Well, I guess I had to do it. So it's 110 songs, which barely scratches the surface. But in there are songs by some friends who, like Pat Humphries is one that occurs to me, or Sally Rogers, or John McCutcheon, or other folks. They can come up with a song for what ails you immediately. Oh, and I remember seeing Pete Seeger at a demonstration. Oh, we're all crabby at the peace demonstration. Well, I got a song for that, and so on. I haven't done that so much, and I don't write songs that are immediately go out of date, an immediate protest or something. But I started thinking I needed a song to go to this big environmental march, and I wrote it. And then I almost chickened out and I didn't do it at the march, but I did do it. And I've been using it ever since. And I welcome you to use it. It's not on one of Jim's albums, but you can make up some lines and make it appropriate to your new situation. I'll show you how it works. It's not quite a call and response, and it's not quite a zipper song where you change one word and you get a new verse, but you'll see where you come in. We are the earth, and we speak for creation. We cannot stand by and watch its devastation, and we will not be bought. Try that. And we will not be bought. We will not be deceived. Try that. We will not be deceived. We are one. We are strong. We are the earth. Sing it again. We are one. We are strong. We are the earth. End on do the second time. We are the earth of forest, soil, and ocean. We will rise in our defense and devotion. We will not be bought, and we will not be bought, not be deceived. We will not be deceived. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are the earth, and we shall speak as one. Will not surrender great glaciers to the sun. We will not be bought, and we will not be bought, not be deceived. We will not be deceived. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are the earth, wounded but unbroken. We will rise when to power truth is spoken. We will not be bought, and we will not be bought. We will not be deceived. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are the earth, diverse and yet united. We will there's something that rhymes at the end, and it's pertinent and poignant, and I can't think of what it is. Let's try. What is it? I never do that. We are the earth, diverse and yet united. We will keep on until the wrongs are righted. How's that? And we will not be bought. We will not be deceived. We are one. We are strong. We are the earth. We are one, we are strong, we are the earth. We are more than just dwellers on this earth. We are the earth. I tend to be an optimist. I think I'm funny, and I am usually taking things pretty lightly where I go. But there are people who have said, well, when are you going to stop being an angry young man? Really, did the songs, I never intended for songs to sound angry. In pretty much any poem I come up with a little bit of a suggestion of a solution, and not just things are terrible, we're gonna die, and so on. But I just want to say this one more thing about gratitude that I left out before. Gratitude, scientists tell us, is good for us. Exercise, fish oil, those are good for us too. And but gratitude and positive visioning is as good as the drugs for so-called depression, they say. In fact, it's better. It has been proven for the most part that many of the drugs don't really work, and drugs cause more lingering dysphoria. That's the opposite of euphoria. You didn't think I had that kind of vocabulary. The point is the importance of feeling grateful and then expressing it. That means accessing the feelings in the first place, which is a challenge for some of us jaded, sophisticated realists, and then summoning the creative voice to express it is good for us. So, creativity is the solution. Creativity is the art of putting together two previously unconnected ideas or things. I got that from the dictionary. Oh, I didn't know those two things went together. This is a great practice of creativity that is done in workshops that I've seen in places, and writing workshops and so on. Take any two things and then associate them somehow. Well, I've been thinking about a list of things we could be grateful for. Thank you. I've lost the person who quoted from our collective blessing there, melt away our pain. I've done a lot of work in my creativity workshops with people that have experienced emotional violence as well as physical or sexual violence. Emotional violence turns out to be every bit as debilitating and comes with pain as well. So usually we are grateful for those things that I just saw. Why do I have to mention this? I just saw a documentary where here's Franklin Roosevelt telling us these four things we should be grateful for, our four freedoms. Freedom from fear and from want, and what are they? We all know. Usually step one is gratitude for, food and shelter and family, loved ones, pets, mentors. But I've been thinking about this list. Here's the list: community, diversity, acceptance, inclusion. This is our 8th principle that we're working on. Someone said to me, well, he said it to a whole church full of us, but he was speaking to me, I know. He said, this 8th principle, our beloved community, remember this, write this down. I wrote it down. Beloved community, that's where that person you least want to interact with lives. I like that, even though I don't like that. I'm grateful for privilege, my privilege, or our privilege perhaps, the free lunches. And on some level, we have to realize the theft and the armies defending it. Yes, we could regret it, feel guilty, ashamed, but let's consider how lucky we are. The teachers, the mentors who cared for us, and on the other hand, abusers. They were important teachers we weren't bargaining for. And science and inquiry, the freedom to wonder. This gets covered in a couple of our UU principles. Freedom to have a belief system, a freedom to explore that belief system. I kind of think the scientific process, or maybe evolution, they ought to be part of our principles too, but let me not get off the subject. I wrote it here, but I said I was going to get off the subject. And for failures, gratitude for mistakes, let's say errors, because that's the way to learn and eventually be successful. I heard a great scientist one day say, well, we have to make 1,000 failures. No, he said 100 failures. And I wrote a song, 100 failures. I said 100 failures wrote this song. That's my joke. The next day I heard Michael Jordan say, you know, I failed all 1,000 times. And yet we can feel so bad for that. Time to forgive ourselves for failures, because every failure is a learning opportunity. And gratitude for the mess we are in. May we live in interesting times. Let's be grateful as we see the work we have to do. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. This is what Maura warned you was hymn number 1059. I syncopated a little bit more. I soup it up a little bit. Ordinarily, we might stand for the last song, but I'm sitting, so you can stay sitting too. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Another verse. May fears be turned with keen insight to wisdom for what's just and right. Where sorrow grows, compassion strong, and pains will pass before too long. May the bounds of our diversity serve a richer harmony. May courage hold your heart so true to smile on love when it smiles on you. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Now this turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha, but I know we can do it in at least 2 parts. If you'll self-select, you know who you are. If you can sing the second part, I'll show you where it starts. And if you're unsure, stick with me. One little secret about singing around is if you really don't have it together, you can just sing the same line 4 times. And may your life be as a song, not yet, resound. And may your life be to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles. Now Now, if this is just too complicated for your, and going up too high and too low for your tessitura, you can just make something up. Any note of the C harmonic minor scale will work in a transitory fashion. La 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 la. Try it. Oh, you can find some notes that go down the scale real slow like this. La, 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 la. If you're not sure about running up and down the scale real fast, you can stay down where we were on the bass. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-ba-do-do, boom, boom, boom-da-doo, ba-ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-do-da. Where'd everybody go? Ba-do-da-do-do, ba-do-do-do, ba-do-dee-doo, ooh, we-da-do, ba-da-da-do-da-do, eh, we-da-do-da. Okay, let's get literal once more. And may your life be as a song. Can we do another part? And may your life be to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. When Wisdom was a striking young man, he met a beautiful woman named Love. And now, I'm not really sure who was the man and who was the woman. Maybe they were the same sex. I'd like to keep you, said Wisdom. You can't own me, said Love. But I love you anyway. What would it cost to know you'd always be there? Asked Wisdom. Don't ask such questions, said Love. Just look at the stars. Why? Wisdom pondered. Are they telling us something? Oh, chill out, chided Love. Which made Wisdom happy in a funny sort of way. And so it was that Wisdom fell in love with Love and thus became truly wise. Let's go in peace.
As happens each week, our service has come to an end. No, our worship has come to an end, but the service continues out in the world and in Fellowship Hall to begin with. Thank you very much for joining us today, Jim.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone. So do join us for coffee hour and analysis.
And analysis, yes.
Thanks. Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, it's